everyone, my name is Jess. Today I'll tell you about a new book named Helen Keller. Introduction. As a little girl, Helen Keller enjoyed searching for bird eggs in the grass with her friend Martha. Helen couldn't hear or speak, so she used her hands to tell Martha when she wanted to go search for eggs. She would put her hands in together to touch on the ground. Martha understood what they meant, and the two would run off to hunt for eggs, becoming deaf-blind. Helen Keller was born on June 27, 1980, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. When she was just 18 months old, she became very sick with a high fever. Helen got better, but she could no longer hear or see. She was deaf and blind. As a child, Helen to find a way to communicate with the people around her. She used hand movements or signs to tell others what she wanted or needed. Helen's friend Martha, the daughter of the family cook, was one of the first people to understand her signs. By the time Helen was 7, she and Martha had made up around 60 different signs. Still, Helen was frustrated that other people often couldn't understand her. Learning new ways to communicate. When Helen was a child, there were schools for people who were deaf and schools for people who were blind. Few teachers, however, knew how to teach children who were both deaf and blind. In 1886, Helen's parents hired Annie Sullivan to be Helen's teacher. Sullivan had just graduated from the Perkins School for the Blind. While there, she did become friends with Laura Bridgman, the first deaf-blind people to learn language. Bridgman taught Sullivan how to fingerspell, using different hand shapes that represent letters of the alphabet to spell out words. This is part of American Sign Language, ASL, a language used by deaf people. As Helen's teachers, Sylvina taught Helen how to fingerspell. One day, Sylvina poured water over one of Helen's hands. Then she used her finger to spell out water on the palm of Helen's other hand. Helen uses her fingers to spell the same word on Sylvina's hand. After a few months, Helen had learned hundreds of words and sentences. Braille writing. Helen feels the lips of a girl to understand what she is saying. Helen realizes her sense of touch could also help her learn to read, and soon Helen could read Braille. Braille is a form of written communication that uses sets of raised dots on paper. Each set of dots represents a letter of the alphabet. People touch a dot with their fingers to read. Helen also learned to understand what people were saying by placing her fingers on their lips. As people spoke, Helen could feel their lips change shape. Helen goes to college. When Helen was older, she went to schools for blind children and deaf children. Keller enjoyed learning and wanted to go to the college. Even though she was smart and a good student, many people didn't think she would succeed. In 1900, Keller started school at Red South College. Sullivan attended classes with Keller, signed the words into Keller's hands as the teacher gave the lesson. After, Keller would type up the lessons by the typewriter on a braided or a braided writer. When Keller's text box written in braille, Sullivan read them and then signed the words for Keller. Also, Sullivan communicated the lessons to Keller. Keller did all her own work. In 1904, she graduated with honors. Keller's adult years. After college, Keller wrote many books and essays. She traveled around the country speaking about the experience of deaf and blind people. Keller saw that many people with disabilities lived in poverty. She wanted to help her. In 1924, Keller joined the American Foundation for the Blind, where she worked for more than 40 years. She helped open more schools for children who were blind and helped get more books printed and brailled. Later, she traveled around the world, visiting more than 35 countries and helped disabled people outside the United States. Keller also fought in the rights of the women, black women, and workers. In 1920, he helped start organizing to protect the rights of people in the United States. It still exists today. Many people disagreed with Keller's views with thoughts being deaf and blind meant she wasn't smart. They wouldn't listen to what she said. Keller puts her hands on the piano to feel the music being played. Remembering Helen Keller. Through her life, many people treated Keller unfairly because of her disabilities. People often designed things for her instead of letting her make her own choices. They thought they knew better than she did what was best for her. Keller had to prove over again and again. That she could do things she had for herself. By the time Keller died in 1968, she did accomplishes many things. She was a capable deaf and blind woman. She wanted the world to know that disabled people can think, learn, and do great things. Helen Keller died on June 1, 1968 at age 87. This is Celia and goodbye for now. Thanks for listening to my video. You know, next time I'll review. See you later. Goodbye.